Welcome to the RadioU podcast. I'm Hudson.
And I'm Allie.
Coming up, should I be offended by Canada's World Cup mascot?
Also, is Disney really going to make a movie about a villain eating eggs?
All that and more on the way next. Feel like you need a blanket. Where is your blanket?
It's sitting in the other room.
I think I need a blanket. It's so cold.
It is cold in here. Right now, I do have my vest on, though, and that does help me a lot.
It's always cold in here, but now there's at least an excuse for it.
It's cold outside.
It's cold outside. You know, I guess a heater can only do so much. It's weird when it's cold in here and it's 90 degrees outside.
Yeah, I need like a heated blanket because my blanket isn't doing much.
Well, blankets only keep warmth in, right?
Yeah, there's
so
not
if you're
much
already
warmth
cold,
going on.
Yeah. So we might have to work on that. That's one of the things I want to add to the RadioU shopping list. That and my cart. I really want a cart.
Yes, you mentioned this.
I don't think anybody's ever outside of this building heard this before, but I want a cart because we have a bunch of stuff every morning when we start the show that we have to carry into the studio. I have my water bottle and my coffee mug and my computer and the keyboard and a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's enough stuff that I always have to take 2 trips back and forth from the studio to come in to bring all my stuff in, and then when I leave out of the studio. And it would be so much easier for me if I just had a cart. I could just wheel back and forth.
Yep.
That I could take everything with me in one trip.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It would, and maybe you're thinking, well, Hudson, it's good for the exercise. It's like. It's like 20 steps and it's just the right amount of steps that it doesn't feel like extra exercise.
Yeah.
It just feels like a waste of time.
Just feels a little annoying.
I could think of all the other work I could be getting done if I could just only take one trip back and forth every morning.
Yeah.
So cart, heated blanket.
Okay.
What else should we add?
Honestly, my cousin Kathy showed me these yesterday and I was like, I need these.
Okay.
They're heated mittens.
For the show.
It's like...
You're going to look like a hobo.
No.
Are.
It's heated mittens and they keep your hands warm. And honestly, I don't know if I would use them for the show and maybe just like at my desk.
Sure.
When I'm typing away. It'd be nice to have those because my hands are always so cold.
You're going to be in there. You're going to have heated mittens. You have the fireplace. You're going to be like Bob Cratchit.
I mean,
at RadioU.
Yeah, seriously. Yesterday, I did end up like moving my chair over in front of the fireplace because I was so cold.
That actually sounds nice, though.
It was. It helped me get work done because it was so cold I could not focus on anything else.
Yeah, I've had experiences recently where like trying to use your phone or type after you've been outside or even not because it's cold, and it definitely slows your fingers down.
Yeah, your hands don't want to move.
They do not. They're not as accurate. They're not as dexterous.
Yeah.
So I guess the heated mittens could help.
It could.
But they'd have to have holes for the fingers.
No, that's what it's like, fingerless mittens.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that sounds super hobo-y.
Okay, stop. It's helpful though.
Yeah, I get it. Also stuff on the shopping list. Food fight stuff for Friday, because Friday is our RadioU Mornings Christmas show.
Yep.
Where we're doing multiple food fights throughout the morning. I've already bought some stuff. I think you're going to like it. Popcorn is involved.
Okay.
But we're going to add a few more things between now and Friday. We also are going to have some of the DJs waking up early, joining us for a while. We have a big battle of the buzz. And Kevin from Disciple is waking up early too.
Yes, I can't
wait. So make sure you join us Friday morning for the RadioU Mornings Christmas show right here on RadioU and on the RadioU Mornings YouTube channel. They've done it. The folks at Merriam-Webster Dictionary have named their word of the year, and I think they must have been listening to the show because they took my idea. If you go back in time, remember what was the first dictionary to put out their word of the year?
I think it was dictionary.com.
There's dictionary.com, and then one other one has done it so far. At least
maybe Cambridge.
Yeah, that
or
sounds
Oxford.
Right. Something British.
Yeah.
But the first one that did it, they said 6-7 was the word of the year.
Yes.
And when we were talking about it then, back before Thanksgiving, because they named their word of the year really early, I said if we were picking a different word of the year, it should be AI slop.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's all I see. If you just scroll TikTok, that's all you see is AI slop. There's so much talk about the world, the internet filling up with AI slop. And then, wouldn't you know it, Merriam-Webster Dictionary has named their 2025 word of the year, slop.
All right. Yes, the most respected of the dictionaries, in my opinion. So I approve of this choice because it's an actual word.
It's one single word.
It's not a statement or a phrase.
And it has a definition.
Yes. Thank goodness Merriam-Webster can come in here and just clear the air for all of us and be like, yep, word of the year can still be a thing. It can still be respected, and it can still have a definition because you know what we are? We're a dictionary.
They did it properly. They say the definition of slop, digital content of low quality that is produced usually in quantity by means of artificial intelligence.
That's a perfect definition for it.
And that is adding to why it is perfect for this year is because that would be a new definition that really wouldn't have applied to the word slop until very recently.
Yeah.
They say the reason they chose it is because social media feeds this year included absurd videos, off-kilter advertising, images, cheesy propaganda, fake news that looks pretty real, junky AI-written books, work slop reports that waste coworkers' time, and lots of talking cats. And that is their reasoning, kind of summing up how slop sums up 2025.
Yeah.
I think they did a good job.
I agree.
And I can't help
approve.
but take a little bit of credit for this.
I think you should.
I suggested it a month ago. And so I don't know if I would want to work at a dictionary, but obviously they're using my materials. So
yeah, some low-level intern was like, they were told to go check out the social media reaction to what Cambridge or Oxford and Dictionary.com had put out, just so Merriam-Webster was aware of what the reaction to these phrases would be.
They probably saw a YouTube short that was made of us reacting and me saying, slop should be the word of the year instead.
And they're
like,
aha!
Yeah.
I have a brilliant idea.
That hatches an idea. So Disney is developing a standalone live-action Gaston movie.
A live action?
Yeah, that's what I read. Live-action Gaston, a spinoff, of course, of the antagonist, the villain from Beauty and the Beast. Allie, how do you feel about this?
Okay, so I will say, of the live-action Disney films, the one I like the best is Beauty and the Beast, which was one of the early ones that they did. I think it was like Cinderella and then Beauty and the Beast. So I think they did Gaston a pretty good, like they did him pretty well in the live action. I think it was Luke Evans who played him.
Yes, that's right.
And Josh Gad played LeFou. And so
he's attached to this. There's no casting, but Josh Gad is producer for this.
Producer, okay. It'll be interesting because there was one aspect of the way that they tried to like picture the character, particularly the relationship between Gaston and LeFou, that I didn't particularly like. So if they leaned into that, I probably wouldn't be a fan. But if they just stick with a traditional Gaston story, which we don't even have a traditional Gaston story. He's just a villain in Beauty and the Beast.
Tradition, yeah.
Yeah.
They can make it all up.
They can make it all up, which makes me worried.
Yeah. I also don't, am I reading this right? It says Josh Gad, who voiced LeFou in the live-action Beauty and the Beast. I've never seen the live-action Beauty and the Beast. What do you mean he voiced it?
Yeah, that can't be right.
It's live action.
He definitely just acted as LeFou.
I just didn't know if that was
It must have just been a mistyping by whoever wrote this.
Okay. But here's the thing. It says it's going to be a standalone and comedic take on Gaston's character.
He's already comedic.
And it's going to explore his backstory and personality outside the original story. Why? Tell me this. Well, how does every villain have a backstory? Like, what if he just grew up and turned into a jerk? You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's what they're going to try and say.
No, because like now they're going to explain it like Cruella, where it's
right.
like, here's why he actually had a difficult upbringing, and it's not his fault,
Right.
and it's justified that he treats Belle terribly and that he's a horrible man. Arguably the worst character in all of Disney.
Disney has seen that a very successful villain story where, you start to sympathize for the villain in Universal's Wicked. Mm-hmm. They've seen how successful that was because even though Wicked for Good didn't do as well in the box office as the first Wicked, the amount of merchandise that Universal has sold and made boffo bucks off of with Wicked is very, very, I would just say Disney's jealous of that. And so I think they want their own villain story to profit off of.
I feel like even the Wicked Witch of the West isn't as, isn't as horrible as Gaston is. Gaston has no redeeming qualities.
I mean, yeah, but Gaston has a great song. A great song.
Oh my God.
That you have sung, and it tells a little bit about his story in the song. Like, it tells a little bit about, like, when I was a boy, and all of that stuff. And so I'm imagining they're going to start from that song and then
it's going to be a movie about
out.
Eating eggs.
They have to work that in somewhere, right? It's comedic.
Yeah, but we don't, if we're all of a sudden making Gaston sympathetic, it totally changes Beauty and the Beast too.
Well, it totally changes Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, for the worse.
No, it doesn't.
Leave it alone. Leave these things alone. Sometimes bad guys are just bad. They don't have to, every bad guy isn't sympathetic. Some people, this is real life. Sometimes people just do dumb things. They're just bad people.
I don't know if I would agree with that, but I think that I am cautious in appreciating this or wanting to like this because I have not particularly liked the Disney live action stuff. And like I said, there was an aspect of that character in the movie Beauty and the Beast, which was like the live action remake, that I was like a little bit, okay, where are they going with this, that I wasn't a fan of. So I don't really know if you can trust Disney or Josh Gad with this, but I don't hate that they're trying to do something like this.
I hate it. Gaston's a bad guy. Don't try to make him a good guy. If you didn't stay up for Monday Night Football last night, you missed domination from the Steelers. It was nice as an Aaron Rodgers fan that I could just go to, and having to do the show, that I could just go to bed at the end of the third quarter because at that point the game was well in hand. And a dominant performance from the Steelers. They got up to a 28-3 lead. In the first half, Aaron Rodgers was 13 out of 14.
Yeah, impressive stuff.
It was amazing to see, and in the state of the NFL right now, particularly the state of the AFC, I feel really good about picking the Steelers to make it to the Super Bowl and win.
Seriously? The 8-6 Steelers to make the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They were playing the Dolphins.
The
Hudson.
Chiefs are out. Patrick Mahomes is injured, so who stands in their way?
I don't know exactly who stands in their way, but
look at the other quarterbacks they could face. Bo Nix, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. Like, who's going to stop them? Josh Allen? The Bills have no defense. The Steelers do, and the Steelers will have home field advantage in that game. So maybe Drake May. Maybe the Patriots could be the challenge for the Steelers. Maybe the Texans, but C.J. Stroud taking the Texans from Texas into Pittsburgh. That would be a dangerous game, trying to play in the cold. So I like the Steelers' chances.
Okay, all right. I don't hate their chances of making it far into the playoffs. I just don't know if they'll get into the Super Bowl. But
it was Tua's stats for the Dolphins wind up not looking so terrible, but all of the points they scored were after the game was already, decided.
Yeah.
They were down 28-3, and then they tacked on a couple touchdowns, but that was, the fourth quarter, the game was over. But his stats wind up not looking so bad when it was all said and done. But Tua, I don't know how is he going to be back next year?
I'm not sure. The Dolphins are a little bit of a mixed bag. They have 6 wins, so they're not terrible. They're not the worst team in the NFL, but they are not good.
Yeah,
they have been
they're like the worst
bad.
thing you can be.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. And so, they're not the Browns. They're not the Bengals. So it's not that they are the worst. They are just in the middle somewhere, in kind of a middle mess. And Yeah, I don't know what their look ahead is going to be.
Yeah, I feel like you got to change things up with quarterback because Tua just ain't it. But yeah, you're not picking high enough in the draft to be able to have a real good shot at picking somebody that you really
and this is honestly not the draft to get a quarterback anyway. So it's probably
Arch just decided he's not coming out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's staying at college.
I did not see that. How interesting.
Yeah, so you don't have him. Yeah, who do you have?
I think
not a lot.
Is Mendoza coming out this year?
I think Mendoza, if
Pavia.
you really feel good about that, he's not going to be a first-round pick.
But he's
Dante
coming.
Moore,
He's
maybe.
available.
Yeah, just not a great year.
Not a good
that doesn't mean you
quarterback
can't find somebody. The Giants found Jackson Dart late in the first round, and he seems to be okay, even though they keep losing.
I was going to say, the Giants have not had a great season, so...
But I think the quarterback looks like at least they've got a shot.
Yeah.
But
don't the Dolphins have 4 more wins than the Giants?
Yeah, but they haven't fired their coach and didn't have, well, I guess they had similar circumstances.
They have had a lot of injuries, too.
Yeah, but Jackson Dart's a rookie, and Tua's, like, you got to expect better from a guy who's been in the league for, like, 8 years now.
Yeah, well, maybe get him an offensive line that doesn't make him get sacked a whole bunch.
Well, let's not keep making excuses. He's had plenty of chances. He's had plenty of chances. He's had so many chances.
That's a reason. This is an in-space collision update, Hudson.
That can happen?
That can indeed happen. You would think space is big enough that the idea of a collision would be almost impossible, right?
I would. I think that about roads. There's so many roads. How did 2 cars crash into each other? Just go on a different part of road.
Right. Well, yeah.
And space is bigger than roads.
Yes, indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Actually, cars don't even have to drive on roads. If you're about to crash into a car, go off the road.
Yeah, just get off on the side of the road and crash into a fence.
That's excusable. Crashing into a car, no excuse.
Well, anyways, this is a little update for you on the potential of a collision that was actually narrowly avoided. So thankfully,
thank goodness.
There was no collision. But a Chinese-launched spacecraft came disturbingly close to a collision, almost smashing into a Starlink satellite in low Earth orbit. SpaceX says a satellite deployed from a Chinese Kinetica 1 rocket launched from the Jiaquin Satellite Launch Center. Definitely not saying that right. Passed within about...
None of us know. It's okay.
Passed within about 200 meters of the Starlink satellite, Starlink 6079. Seems like an odd name. Extremely tight margin at orbital speeds. So that 200 meters is pretty close in space. So this close encounter occurred at roughly 560-kilometer altitude where satellites move at more than 17,000 miles per hour.
Wait, what?
Meaning a real collision would have created dangerous debris.
Yeah, I should say so. But wait, was anybody, I mean, one is a satellite, right? So nobody would be in that.
No one's in the satellite. But I have no idea if there was any people in the spacecraft from China.
Surely not, right?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
That would be even worse if it was a manned mission.
This is crazy. All of space, even all of Earth's orbit, you get within 200 meters of hitting into something that you just launched this thing and you almost hit something with it.
Going 17,000 miles per hour.
I feel like you couldn't do that if you tried. If their mission was to crash into something in space.
I know.
They probably wouldn't have accomplished it. And yet they almost did it by accident.
Almost by accident. But yeah, this incident, it really does highlight that there is a growing concern over orbital crowding and space traffic management. As, you know, there's things like Starlink, which those are expanding. There's more and more of those satellites around. And then also uncoordinated launches. None of these companies and space agencies are talking with one another. You know, so China's not...
Yeah, we're in different countries.
Yeah, China's not letting Starlink know, hey, we're sending up a rocket. They're just happen to see it on a satellite. Starlink happens to see that this collision almost happens. And so there's more and more a chance for dangerous approaches and things like that could happen. So the concern is there. Even as big as space is, the concern is still there.
So what's the solution?
I mean, hopefully we would talk with one another. Like, hey, I'm sending up a spacecraft in your current area.
Think about I know that there's probably less companies with things in space than companies doing a lot of other things. But think about trying to communicate. I guess they need like some kind of like air traffic control.
Air traffic control, yeah.
Yeah, like some kind of universal body that just where everybody can just, when you launch something, you just like plug it into this system and then it shows up for everybody.
Yeah.
But then there could be concerns with that because what if people use it against you in some way?
I mean,
what if they did want to crash into something?
It's true. Warfare can be, waged in ways that would work against a system like that.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, as space and space travel and satellite bodies in space continues to expand, that's going to need to happen. You're going to need a governing body that's going to like take over controlling all of
at least a database.
Not controlling in the sense, but just like sharing information with everybody. Some type of neutral party.
That would help, but I can also see how that could go even more wrong than just taking chances. Or just
taking chances?
Yeah, like China did. Or we could just all stay here on Earth. Just keep the stuff right on the ground.
That is a solution.
This weekend was one of the greatest hockey rebrands in history. This was of the United States Hockey League, the Madison Capitals, which I believe that would be Madison, Wisconsin. They rebranded for one night as the Surveillance Swans in honor of Birds Aren't Real Night. They even made special edition jerseys for the occasion and everything. The jersey is a swan where the swan's eye is like a camera.
Yeah, it's like a surveillance camera.
And the jerseys actually look kind of sick. Like
I kind of want one.
There's not the full production value of like an NHL jersey because this is like not even like AAA minor league hockey, but like the next level down.
Yeah. But
it still looks really good.
I need NHL teams to do this. I need
know.
somebody in the NHL to do this.
There's some, I don't know. The NBA goes kind of crazy with the rebrand stuff where like you tune in to watch an NBA game and you have no idea who's playing because they're wearing jerseys that aren't their color.
City edition or whatever they call them.
Yeah, so sometimes I just have absolutely no idea. Other professional sports usually stay away from that. It's a minor league thing. Like minor league baseball and hockey will have these great rebrand nights where it's St. Patrick's night or it's, some kind of cancer, support night.
Yeah.
And so they completely change their jerseys and they come up with some really great stuff. And this is the beauty of minor league hockey that they went so far. Not even for like a cause, I don't think. This is just Birds Aren't Real Night just to try to get people to come to watch a low level minor league hockey game.
And also spend some money on some merchandise.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people will. Like this went viral and I think I'm sure many like me are looking to see where can you buy this jersey.
Yeah, I think the jerseys from the game, like the game-worn jerseys, are up for auction.
Wow.
So if you want to look into that, I'm sure that the prices get pretty high. Let's see, $325, $375. Yeah, you're looking at like about $250 to $300 some dollars for these game-worn jerseys of these guys, many of which will never make the NHL, if any. By the way, I guess we should explain too, if you aren't familiar, Birds Aren't Real is a fake conspiracy.
Okay.
As in like a conspiracy that a guy came up with as a joke that he kind of like went with, that literally the idea was the birds aren't real and they're spying on you. It's just the government using birds to spy on you. But it wasn't anything that at least the guy who came up with it seriously believed, but there'd be like rallies for it and stuff.
But he was trying to get people to believe it?
No, it was just a joke. It was making fun of conspiracy theories.
Okay.
Eventually he, admitted that his name is Peter McIndoe, I think. Eventually he admitted that it was all a joke.
Looks like he did a TED Talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is great.
But it's, so it's kind of an internet thing of like, I'm sure there are some people that like kind of bought in. Because just you can make up anything. And if somebody sees it, like somebody somewhere can see it online and believe it.
Somebody on the internet saw it and certainly believed it.
I think most people are in on the joke.
Yes, I would hope so. And I'm glad that this NHL, well, not NHL, but this hockey team is in on it too.
Yeah, the surveillance Swans. I didn't say this was on Friday night last weekend. I don't know if they wound up winning as the surveillance Swans or not.
If they did, they maybe need to consider doing this rebrand more often.
It seems like it was a success. So just based off of monetarily and newsworthiness, I think it worked.
Yeah, every year do a Birds Aren't Real night.
If you're a minor league hockey team, what's better, winning or people actually showing up and caring?
I think, the latter.
Love them or leave them on Radio U mornings. Share your advice for this one at 8772 Radio U. I'm going to be honest. I am questioning if this is even real. But it's been sent in and we will do it. And I feel like we might be uniquely equipped to help. My girlfriend got really into bird watching and now it's basically her whole personality.
This is perfect after the birthday.
Yeah, seriously. And I know we got some avid bird watchers in the audience and in our family. Okay, so here we go.
Let's go.
My girlfriend picked up bird watching after her friend invited her to some local nature walk thing. At first, I thought it was cute. She seemed happy and was getting outside more, which was great. But now it's literally consumed her entire life. She wakes up at 5 a.m. on weekends to go to different parks and trails, has binoculars in every room, and constantly interrupts conversations to identify birds she hears outside. This is a real, as far as we know, a real problem. This is he's going through it with his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Recently, we were at my parents' anniversary dinner, and she excused herself multiple times to check if she saw a rare winter warbler in their backyard.
This is amazing. I love this. This has to be a movie.
Yeah, doesn't it? This can't be real.
Movie or an episode of like Parks and Rec or something.
She expects me to care as much as she does. I tried being supportive and went on a few bird watching trips with her, but honestly, I just don't find it interesting. I feel terrible saying that, but standing in the cold for hours looking at birds just isn't my thing. Now she gets upset when I don't want to join her every single weekend and says I'm not being supportive of her interests.
Aww.
I love her and want her to have her hobbies, but this feels extreme. She spends hundreds of dollars on gear and joined... What bird watching gear do you need?
I know. Don't you just need binoculars?
And joined multiple different birding groups. Our friends have started making jokes about it. She doesn't even notice.
Wow. She is fully in.
She's engrossed in birding.
Yep.
8772 Radio U. How should this guy approach his girlfriend becoming an over-the-top, some might say, bird watcher? 8772 Radio U. We need some good advice in this love him or leave him situation.
Wow.
We'll see what people are saying. We are in the midst of love him or leave him, talking about a guy whose girlfriend somewhat recently picked up bird watching. At first it was fine, but now it's taken over her whole life where she's got binoculars in every room. She's interrupting dinners multiple times because she thinks she hears a winter warbler. And she wants him to be included in all of this, and that includes getting up at 5 a.m. on weekends to go bird watching, blah, 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 where he just doesn't find it as interesting as her, and it's getting out of hand in his eyes. What should he do? 8772 Radio U. I like starting with Dylan, who just goes, I got nothing.
We heard from Susanna. She says, I don't hear a problem except that he doesn't say which winter warbler. We need to know what and where.
I knew Susanna was one of our avid bird watchers.
Yes.
So she probably can identify with this gal a little bit. Matthew says he should get an even more boring hobby that she will hate.
Like fishing.
Yeah.
We heard from Regina. She says, I think this guy should let their friends know that they should not yuck her yum. He can try to find local groups she can do this with. Sounds like she already may have found some.
Yeah.
And also maybe find a hobby that they both enjoy or have them take turns with their hobbies. So like you come do this hobby with me and then I'll do your hobby with you every once in a while.
Corey says at 8772 Radio U, I recommend watching The Big Year starring Owen Wilson, Jack Black, and Steve Martin. It will teach you everything you need to know about birding and balancing it with life. I've seen that movie. I don't really remember it, but I
don't think I've seen that.
But I do know
William
it's about
just texted and it says it sounds like the movie The Big Year.
Seriously.
So multiple people recommending that.
Yeah. Dylan also said he said I got nothing, but then he did text
come
back.
up with something. Okay.
He said I will say it's okay to have hobbies that don't involve your significant other. I have hobbies I do without my wife. She has hobbies without me. Then we have some together. It helps balance and asserts the boundary that we are separate people and that's okay to do something without the other.
100%. That's what Wes said as well, and I really agree with his comment. He says it's healthy to have your own hobbies in addition to those we share with a partner. So from that standpoint, just tell her that you're glad she found this hobby and enjoys it, but it's something you're not into and you want to use your free time doing something else, your own hobby. And he says the deal with the anniversary dinner was rude on her end. I would say something about that and her interrupting conversation. It's cool that she's excited, but it's not a license to be rude in situations.
So my thing is, he didn't say exactly, I don't think, at least I don't remember, and I don't see it here, how long this has been going on. I feel like, one, you could just be patient with it because if it's only been even a few months,
right? She's still in the early phases.
Excitement. Eventually, maybe that burns out, especially if it's a sitcom. By the next episode, she has a new interest she's obsessed with.
Completely forget about bird watching.
If she's Peter from Family Guy, then she'll just have moved on to something else. But I do think, if it's, the anniversary dinner kind of thing, it feels like obviously that's wrong. It feels like that could die down, though.
Yeah.
So maybe don't make too big of a deal out of that. I also think Peter texted and he literally said, I fish while my wife watches birds. It's worked for a long time.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So it doesn't have to be fishing, but you can find something about bird watching that you enjoy, even if it's not literally the birds themselves.
Right.
Maybe it's the nature part of it or like something else that you get out of that.
Right.
So that you guys can still sometimes go on trips and whatever, go on nature walks, whatever it is, and still be a part of it without having to be as invested in the bird part of it.
Yeah.
But like everybody said too, you should definitely be able to have separate hobbies, and that's totally okay.
Yeah.
In fact, it's better for each of you probably if you each have your own hobbies. And other than that, just kind of make it clear. Yeah, wait it out. Make it clear that you're not as interested. And then maybe maybe she'll just decide she likes birding more than you.
Yeah.
And I guess that would be sad, but email mornings@radiou.com with your love 'em or leave 'em. Yesterday was a big day for trailers. A lot of interesting things came out, including the Stranger Things Volume 2, Stranger Things 5 Volume 2 trailer, which neither of us have watched, right? You didn't watch it.
Well, I have not watched it because I have not watched part 1 yet.
Yeah, right. And I didn't watch it because I don't want Volume 2 spoiled for me.
Yeah, but you finished Volume 1.
I've finished Volume 1. I'm caught up, but I'm not going to have anything spoiled by the trailer.
Okay.
I'm going to make it. It's not even that far.
No, we're so close.
So that was a big one. But another interesting trailer came out yesterday for a new movie, Animal Farm.
I didn't even know this was being made.
I didn't either. And being made, it's made. It's coming.
It's coming.
A new, obviously the classic George Orwell book, Animal Farm, that probably everybody read in school, has been turned into a movie. Again, there's been movies made about it before. Been turned into a movie directed by Andy Serkis, who I don't know if his directorial credits are he's directed things.
Yeah.
I don't know if there are a lot of things that are very highly thought of, but he's also Gollum.
Yep.
So known
he's Caesar, I believe.
Yep, that's right. More known for his acting where you can't see him.
Yeah, mocap.
Than his directing.
Yeah.
But he directed this version of Animal Farm, written by Nicholas Stoller, and with a cast that includes Seth Rogen, Glenn Close, Kieran Culkin, Woody Harrelson, and speaking of Stranger Things, Gaten Matarazzo. I don't know how to say his name.
I think it's Gatton.
Gaten Matarazzo. And this trailer is so odd, though.
It is very odd. It's very oddball. I also need to ask in the comments, guys, let us know at 877-2-RADIO-U. If you have kids, do they still read Animal Farm in schools?
Probably in that's like a high school book, right?
I feel like it was
or middle school. Yeah.
But But yeah, let us know if kids are still being forced to read that. I feel like Lord of the Flies is not read anymore.
Yeah.
I remember reading that in school, and I feel like no one is reading that, which is funny because all of these are cautionary tale books. But yeah, I don't know what to think about this. The trailer makes it seem as if this is just a fun animated film.
It doesn't feel like the book. I mean, you're definitely sensing the beats that are from the book
like
of
the
like
story
the story is there.
But the trailer does not make it seem
The
as
tone of
serious
it, yeah.
as what it actually is, which is, if you don't know, if you've never read Animal Farm, spoiler alert, it is a cautionary tale about a community that basically, it frees itself and then it divulges into like Stalinism. Mm-hmm. And so it's a cautionary tale from George Orwell of like, don't follow this route. But it's told through the lens of animals. Mm-hmm. And so it is kind of like a kiddie concept, sort of. It's packaged in that way,
right,
with the animals. But George Orwell wanted people to know, like, don't fall for this. And so it's interesting that they would make this movie, because I do think it's an important story. It's an important thing for us to know and for kids to understand. But the packaging of the trailer just does not
The trailer makes it look like Despicable Me.
Yeah.
It even has the funniest thing to me, funny in a unintentionally funny, but like just the most generic song. They put the Feel It Still song as the soundtrack of the trailer.
Yeah.
Which is so like feel good and fun and just like a generic trailer song to me that does not fit what is a dark tone or what would be a book and then you would think a movie with a very dark tone to it.
Yeah. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know what the solution would be. Like how to
just
change it.
Just because it has animals doesn't mean that it has to be a movie for children.
Yeah, that's true. And
it doesn't mean it's a movie children can't watch.
Yeah.
But they just, you can just not make the movie too.
Right. We were reading this book as kids. And I'm trying to remember tonally wise, like how I felt when reading the book. Do you remember how you felt reading it?
No.
Okay. Because I'm trying to remember. I'm like, did I feel very like sad inside? Probably.
Well, I watched it wasn't that long ago. There's like a old cartoon version of it.
Okay.
And that was very sad.
Yeah.
That was made for kind of like kids.
Yeah, I feel like it's very sad.
But that was like kids in the 50s or something when it was okay to make sad things for kids.
That's true. I feel like it was very sad. I remember crying reading Lord of the Flies, but I cannot quite remember how things went when I read this book.
Well, Animal Farm, the cartoon. The other thing is like this could be they tried to make the trailer to sell the movie and make it look like,
and then you go and it's going to be different.
I think that is definitely a possibility. But Animal Farm is coming out in theaters on May 1st. There's a new trend for Christmas that involves celebrities getting naked.
Oh no.
8772 Radio U, the likes of Julianne Moore, Michelle Pfeiffer, Victoria Beckham, and Khloe Kardashian have participated in this trend for the holiday season.
I don't like where this is going.
It involves naked Christmas trees.
Okay, so they themselves are not getting naked.
No, not their body physically.
Thank goodness.
This is all about your Christmas tree and how you choose to decorate it. A trend that many celebrities are hopping on is either the naked or no ornament tree, where essentially like you just might have lights on it and that's kind of about it.
Our very own engineer Chris kind of has a naked Christmas tree right now.
That's true.
But it's not
I feel like it's
choice.
for different reasons. Yeah. It's not because he saw Khloe Kardashian's Instagram.
It's not for aesthetic reasons. I have seen this. It's usually just a Christmas tree that's more decorative and it's just like you got the lights on it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'll see these. I feel like it was popular to do this when you have like, you'll see people who are rich and have like a front room.
Yeah.
And they'll have like a tree that's just like you see it in the window and it's just lights. Mm-hmm. And there's no real ornaments on it, or maybe the ornaments are just decorative. They're not personalized or anything that's like, sentimental. But then they'll still have a real Christmas tree that's more for those type of things, like in their living room or something.
Right.
So yeah, I have seen this trend growing where people are getting rid of the Christmas tree that would be in the living room. They're turning that into the more decorative tree, and that's all they have.
Yeah. How do you feel about the no ornament idea?
Okay, here's the thing. I wouldn't choose to do this, but I'm not like anti somebody doing this. If they want to have a tree that's more just simplistic and all it has is lights and maybe some bows on it or something, I don't have a problem with it.
If you went over to somebody's house, you probably wouldn't say something to them, right? But
No.
would you like just kind of be silently being like, why didn't they put the ornaments on?
Well, I would be thinking, again, I've seen the trend, so I wouldn't be confused by it. If I hadn't seen the trend, maybe I would be like, oh, when are you going to finish decorating your tree?
Right.
But if they have kids, that might be the one exception where I would maybe judge them a little bit and be a little bit like, you know what?
Like, don't you want your kids to put ornaments on the tree?
Why are you robbing a great experience from them of, I remember growing up, that would be a thing. All of us kids would be involved in decorating the Christmas tree. And my mom would tell us the story of the different ornaments that, were on the tree that were ornaments my grandparents had bought us when we were little and stuff. And I loved hearing those stories.
I kind of get the naked tree trend. My tree is all out ornaments.
Yeah.
But after doing that every year, I can kind of say, especially when you have to take them down.
It's a lot of work.
It's just laziness mostly, but it's just like, I kind of get it. Like it's hard, especially if you have like a bunch of different ornaments, like you're mentioning, where there's different sentimental value. And so they're all from different times and different styles. It's hard to make that look good, too. So to have a tree or to have your tree be no ornaments on it, if you want it to if your only goal is it just looking good.
Yeah, then you're going to go for something like this, which is more aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just keeping it very simple. Lights obviously are a must.
Yep.
But other than that,
I've seen
you don't
people
need to
do the
too
lights
much.
and then they'll do like the little red ribbon bows.
Right.
And that looks really cute. In fact, if I had a front room, I would probably put a tree in there like that because it's more decorative. But I still want a tree that I can put, personal ornaments on.
Yeah.
I want the best of both worlds.
The best thing is to be able to have multiple trees and have them all have different themes like Sparkle does.
I was going to say, I hear Sparkle coming. I feel like we said multiple trees and she somehow, she manifested herself in the room.
Out of all the trees she has, though, I don't think she has a naked tree.
No.
I feel like this is something that she might not approve of.
Yeah.
The United States men's soccer team unveiled something important with the World Cup coming up in June of next year. 8772 RadioU. The U.S. men's soccer team just unveiled their mascot and what his name will be for the World Cup. Allie, feast your eyes on Banner the dog, the United States men's soccer team mascot for the 2026 World Cup.
All right. I kind of love it. A little puppy dog for U.S. soccer.
Does that make you excited? Are you excited to cheer with Banner at the World Cup?
I am excited to cheer on the U.S. men. I always am. I love watching the World Cup. And so, yeah, I think this will be fun. In the past, has it been a bald eagle?
I don't know. I think it's different every time, but there is. So I just learned this, even though this was revealed if not before this, at the World Cup draw, which was just over a week ago.
Okay.
That the U.S., Canada, and Mexico are hosting the World Cup, right?
Yes.
And so there are mascots for the World Cup, and these mascots represent Canada, Mexico, and the United States.
That's the one that's the bald eagle.
So, I don't know when they unveiled these, but they were present at the World Cup draw at the John F. Kennedy Center just over a week ago. So the United States does have Clutch the Bald Eagle as their repreration, but that's not the same as the team mascot for some reason.
Sure. I guess that makes sense. Because there's a representative from each, country that's
Mexico's
hosting.
Is Zayu the Jaguar, and then Canada's, as a Canadian, not sure how I feel about this, is Maple the Moose.
Why do you not like it?
Because doesn't that feel like, this was made, it's like Canadians made this, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't that feel like if you ask somebody from another country to come up with a mascot for Canada, they would make a moose named Maple?
Yeah, this feels a little too on the nose because Zayu and Clutch, those aren't. What
does Clutch even mean?
I don't know, but those aren't as obvious picks.
Do we clutch pearls in the United States? Is that our thing?
I think it's more just coming in clutch or something like that.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
But But yeah, I think there could have been some
Maple
more
the Moose
creativity.
doesn't feel very creative. It feels very reductive. Like there's more to Canada than moose, moosin, and maple. There's more to us.
Should it have been a Canadian goose?
It should have. Yeah, goose. Beaver is the national animal. You could have gone beaver.
That would have been cool.
Also, name it.
Nibbles.
How about name it poutine?
Poutine?
Yeah.
Poutine the moose. I gotta love it.
Honestly, an even better contribution, I would say, and something that Canadians should build awareness of and be trying to export to other countries, particularly America, where I want poutine. I would like some pure Canadian poutine exported here, please.
Yeah, I
So
agree
I feel
with you.
like even though it's from my own country, my own homeland, I felt a little offended by
maybe
Maple the
let's
Moose.
find out what your team mascot is. Maybe it's better.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's named Poutine. And if they haven't unveiled it yet, maybe I can be a part of the committee that comes up with it.
Yeah.
Also, can we just talk about looking at the mascots for the World Cup? Don't their legs bother you, particularly the moose's legs?
Yeah, they look really shiny.
They're shiny, and it's like they're not shaped like human legs would be shaped, but they're also not shaped to match moose legs.
They're just weird legs.
They're just weird. They're weirdly shaped.
Yeah.
They're like Pixar legs now.
Yeah. But all of them look like that.
Yeah, they
so
do all.
It'd be bad if it was only the moose that looked like that. But all of
they're
them
all
look.
bad. I just, I don't. But
They
I
just
guess
look
it'd
like
be,
they were manufactured all at like the same company in mass production, and so there's nothing unique about it.
yeah, but I'm excited for the World Cup. You're right. We do need to look up the Canadian team mascot.
Yeah, maybe it's better.
It's got to be better.
I hope for your sake it is.
Because Maple the Moose, come on.
Yeah, you can do better, Canada.
Feels they had it some Canadian. It was
Talk
his
about
job
not being clutch.
to
They fumbled.
Yeah, to come up with a mascot, and on the last day, like he realized he forgot about the assignment completely. He's like, Moose, name it Maple. That's Canadian.
Thanks for listening to the Radio U podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.